Hello everyone, Kareem here. I'm going to start this off by saying that this video was actually shot back in August. I only just got my film back, my scans, for me to actually talk about the photos that I shot. So I'm going to hand it back over to past me, and he's going to talk you through what we went and what we did. Quick spoiler, we're talking about expired Provia, which is about 12 years expired, in a very early morning shoot with a friend of mine. So let's go back to the past. So it is currently 5:01 a.m. and we are on the way to a location that I have never been to try to shoot a roll of expired Fujichrome Provia 100. It expired in 2008, and we're trying to make it for the morning sunrise. Very romantic. And yeah, I am very tired and very hungry. My friend Mus, who's with me right now, is also very tired and very hungry. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. But yeah, we're about 10 minutes away. We'll see you guys when we get there. So the reason why we're here is I want to shoot this. This is a roll of Fuji Provia 100F that expired in 2008. And you know how people say the rule of thumb is exposed by a stop for every decade of how much it's been expired? I don't know. I've read and seen a lot of contradicting statements about that. Some people say you shouldn't overexpose slide film when it's been expired. Some people say you should just do it by like a quarter of a stop. Some people just say shoot it at box speed. So I'm gonna actually shoot this at ISO 64. So I'm not gonna do a full stop of overexposure. I'm just gonna shoot it at 64 ISO rather than 100 and see what that gives me. Because I honestly don't know how this was stored. I think this was just stored in a closet, not really in a fridge or anything special. So I'm really excited about this because this is also my first time shooting slide film. It's funny that I'm doing it with expired film, but yeah, let's see how this works out.
It's really humid today. We're talking about 80% humidity right now. It is 6 a.m., but if you look at this lens right here, you will see that it is pretty much, can't really look through it at all. But yeah, we're just gonna wait for this to clear up and then we will get along with the shoot. And hopefully that gives us time so I don't have to use a tripod and shutter release cable, but we'll see how it goes from there. So see you guys in a little bit. This fucking sucks. Waiting for my lens to clear up. Bored as hell. This sucks. Oh, what's up?
Welcome back, Future Kareem here again. After that whole trip, all I'm gonna say is I'm actually really surprised with the results. I've been waiting since then, since I think it was the 21st of August was when I filmed that, and today is the 11th of November. And I've been waiting since then to get my film back. And I am very surprised with how this came out. I expected to probably see some weird color shifts or anything like that, but when I got it back from the lab, they actually told me this film was stored incredibly well, which was a surprise to me, because as I said in the past, it was just stored in a closet. There was nothing special about how it was stored. So I'm actually really impressed with how these photos came out. So let's talk about some of my favorites from this roll and what I really thought about it. So to start off, we're gonna talk about this picture of my friend Mus, where he's just standing off into the distance with like a fence behind him. I actually really like this photo. This was, I think, one of the last photos we took on this roll. Super impromptu. We were kind of just walking around and I was like, hey, stand here, I'm gonna take this photo. And I actually really like how this came out. The colors look great, his skin tone looks great, and everything about it just looks really good. The highlights were really preserved well. Second, I want to talk about this photo over here. The one with all the trucks lined up and the sort of sandy, grassy little patch there. And this one I sort of just took to test out colors. I really wanted to see how it would render different colors, especially with so many in the image. And again, I'm really impressed. There wasn't any sort of weird shift in the colors when I went into Lightroom with these. Didn't make that many tweaks. I didn't make any tweaks at all. The tweaks I made were mainly just like, bring the highlights down a little bit. But that's pretty much it. Everything other than that was just how it was given to me. And again, I'm really impressed. This was more of a throwaway shot. I was like, let me just see how it's gonna deal with the two different exposure values. So the actual image, before I got it into Lightroom, the background where the sky is was almost completely blown out. There wasn't so much in there, but yeah, you could still see some clouds, but not much. And the front where the building was a lot darker, but again, the detail was so well preserved, and I was able to really bring the highlights back down and push the shadows a bit. And the colors that I got out of this are pretty great. You can still sort of see that pinkish hue in the sky that was there at the time when we were actually shooting this. And again, really happy with this. This photo has to probably be one of my favorites from the trip. I was just mainly interested in the composition itself, in the sense of that little bus that was just hanging out there right in the middle between these two big, I don't know, dome silos. I don't know what they are, but I love that. I loved seeing that. I think it was just, it sort of played into my style of photography, where the bus just looked super lonely, surrounded by these big structures. Again, my main goal when shooting this roll was to really see how it rendered color and how it would be exposed. And after shooting all these, I've come to realize exposing it at 64 was probably the best thing for me to do. Now, this photo is definitely my favorite from the batch. This is 100% my favorite from this entire morning. Mainly because of how I took this photo is quite funny to me. So those of you who have used a Pentax 6.7 or know of it, or have heard about it, understand that the shutter slap on that camera is so intense that you're gonna end up with camera shake. So I ended up using mirror lockup on this photo. So I ended up putting the mirror up and then just sort of took the photo really quickly and then swung back. So I was really surprised with how this came out. It's actually incredibly sharp. It's a lot sharper than I thought it would be. As well as just a general composition, I'm happy I managed to really get him in the middle. And the colors in the sky are still kind of there, as well as the different tones and shades that you see from the road, like the gradient you get from the road onto the sand. Yeah, I really like this photo. So I can't help but like this photo. I think my favorite thing about it is the fact that you can see the two different tonalities of the sun and where the sun was, and the fact that if you look at the left side of the frame, it's a bit darker, there's a bit more of that pinkish hue still there, and then it sort of shifts over to the other side of the building where you can see that's where the sun is right now, because it's a bit more blown out, it's a bit brighter. Again, just this film really preserved the detail well, and I'm just glad I exposed it properly, because if I didn't, that would have been really upsetting. So, what did I think of shooting this 12-year-old roll of Provia on a Pentax 6.7 at 5 a.m. in the morning? Needless to say, it was an incredibly fun trip. We had a great time. even though we were both exhausted, we had a great time. And I think because of this, I probably want to go out and do more shoots in the morning, like more early morning shoots. And Provia is nice, it's quite nice. I think I'll probably shoot some more slide film, maybe not that much, but a little bit more. I do have a video coming up that I'm thinking of doing about slide film, just playing around with it a little bit more. And I'm really happy with how these came out. I did not expect them to be so normal, if that's the right word to use. I truly expected some sort of shift in the colors, maybe some weird differentiation from what you usually see with expired film, especially expired film that's this expired. But no, all in all, great. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys like these photos. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And one more thing, make sure you go and follow the Analog Majlis. They're a great bunch of people. It's a great community for film photographers in this region. So if you ever want to be involved with film photography in the region or just get to know the region's photography scene a little bit better, make sure to go check out their page and give them a follow. Anyway, that's that. Thank you for watching again. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.